Linda Fisher heads up the sustainability project at DuPont and is a longtime official of the U.S. EPA.
Thank you. And thank you very much to the organizers of this conference for inviting me today. DuPont has been on a journey towards sustainability for about 3 decades. As Ashok remarked, we started about in the 70s when all the environmental laws in the US were passed, and our focus was really on compliance. We then shifted in the 80s to pay more attention to our footprint, looking beyond compliance, setting some external goals for ourselves to reduce our environmental footprint. We set some goals around energy efficiency, that we wanted to hold our energy use flat with 1990 levels. And today we are running about 6% below the energy use we had in 1990. Along the way, we've saved $3 billion, and we've grown the company about 40%. So we don't buy into this idea that you can't grow if you're going to be environmentally conscious or energy efficient. We also pledged to get 10% of our energy from renewable resources by the year 2010. We haven't quite met that goal. We've gotten to about 6%, but we are finding as the price of energy goes up, more and more opportunities for renewable energy become very cost effective for us. Last year, we decided to think more deeply about sustainable growth, and we realized that even though we had a history of focusing on our own footprint, if we really wanted to make a difference, and if we really wanted to grow the company, we had to look at the kinds of products we were bringing to the market and the kind of markets that we are in. DuPont is a very diverse company. We are in the building construction industry. We provide materials to the automobile industry. We're in agriculture through our crop protection chemicals, but more importantly through our production of seeds. We do a lot of materials for the electronics and the information technology. So we're in a number of markets that if the world, China, all of us are going to become more sustainable, those markets need to be more sustainable. So in October, we set for ourselves some market-facing goals. We renewed our commitment to our own footprint reduction goals, but for the first time, we set some goals around sustainable products. The first goal was to double our research into more environmentally preferable products, looking for products that would make our customers more energy efficient, looking for new green chemistries that would allow crop protection chemicals to be less toxic, looking for ways, again, to make our customers more environmentally sustainable. The second goal was around greenhouse gas reduction. We pledged to grow our revenues by $2 billion by bringing technologies to the market that would reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, not of ourselves, but of our customers. A third goal was around growing our revenues from non-depletable resources. Some of these overlap a little bit. But we pledged to grow our revenues by $4 billion from non-depletable resources. We have a big business in biomaterials and hopefully a growing business and ultimately a big business in biofuels. So again, we really wanted goals that face the marketplace. Why were those important? Well, for 2 reasons. First of all, internally, it got a lot of alignment around where the future of DuPont was going to be, what kinds of technologies. It helped our researchers start to think about what they were doing. In addition to just looking for great return on investment, we really wanted a certain kind of product. Secondly, it sent a signal to our customers, and we've already, since October, gotten a lot of support from our customer base, including companies like Wal-Mart, who have heard about our pledge to bring more sustainable materials and technologies to the market, and they do want to work with us. So that's where we are headed as a company. What do we need from China to be more successful there? First of all, in terms of just competition, we need much better alignment between the state government and the provinces in terms of the commitment to the environment. The goals are great. The laws are actually pretty good. We need to see that commitment followed through so that when DuPont puts a plant in China, we know that our competitors will be held to the same standards. What we need from the U.S., it would really help if we had a sound, thoughtful, market-based climate policy. In January, DuPont, several other companies along with NRDC, Environmental Defense, World Resources Institute, stood together, all of our CEOs, and called on the U.S. government to adopt a climate policy that would be environmentally effective but would be economically viable. It was a very important moment, I think, in the public debate on that issue. And what do we need from companies like DuPont? I think our commitment to bringing a different kind of product to the market, both in the U.S., in our European markets, and importantly in China too, is critical. But we also need a greater commitment, I think, from the multinationals to help work with the governments in China, both at the state and the province level, to help them build capacity. We recently have begun an investment in China to build a TiO2 plant. That's the pigment that goes into paint. And to make that work, we are going to put a deep well to deposit hazardous waste in. China does not have deep well regulations. It doesn't have a lot of deep well regulatory capacity. So we spent about 2 years working with the Chinese government, bringing them over to meet with the US EPA, to tour our facilities so that they would know what we were doing. We work with some academics in China to educate them on how to do deep well the right way, what to be careful of in terms of doing it the wrong way in order to get our plant there. We think it's important. It's the way DuPont wants to operate, but we really need standards that are going to apply to everybody. And I think one of the contributions that some of the big companies can make is in that capacity building. So in closing, we think to answer the question, is China going green? It must. It must go green, as the U.S. must also get even greener. We think that it doesn't have to be just a cost issue. We think there can be great economic opportunity, not only for companies like DuPont, but for all the companies in China as well. Going green really does create some real innovation opportunities and market opportunities, and we're excited about that possibility. Thank you.